Hello everyone, welcome to Section 47, I'm Carter, and today we're going to talk about Mass Effect Andromeda. I know I teased about maybe switching it up last week, but I'm just going to end the Mass Effect series right now. We could always revisit it later if people bring up more comments or something else people want to discuss. Mass Effect Andromeda, it was an okay game. I'm not going to be one of those people that just completely hate on it. I just think the reason why it receives a lot of hate is just because of how great the original trilogy was. And to follow up, it was very lackluster and very underwhelming. We were expecting so much more. I know when they were first announcing Andromeda, they were talking about this big, expansive, open world, hundreds of planets, all this crap you're going to be able to explore and do. And then, of course, naturally, as time went on and the closer we got to the game release date, less and less, it's going to be smaller, it's going to be more constrained. And that's fine. I kind of actually expected that. I wasn't expecting it to be as massive as they were saying. It's just they were overshooting it and trying to hype, and they got in over their heads. And I say they got in over their heads is because the people who did it at Mass Effect Andromeda, so the ones who did it was actually the Montreal team of BioWare, and they're the ones who did a lot of the DLCs for the Mass Effect games. But then when Mass Effect ended, a lot of the studio basically went bye-bye, people left, all that good jazz. And so then Montreal was put up with the team and they had to start all over from the beginning, recreating all new characters and faces and voices. And they had to start from the ground up. They had a very daunting task, especially for a team that just does DLCs and would just do the little stuff for the game. And then suddenly they're reworking a Title A game. So it was very daunting for them. I have no hate for them. Like, you'll hear some people talk crap about them. It's a hard job. And they had big shoes to fill. And they just weren't able to do it. And that's just all it was. And I know a lot of people, they hated the face and the facial expressions of all the characters in Mass Effect. Honestly, I didn't notice it when I first played it because I play with subtitles on, so I spent more time reading because I can read faster than they talk, so I could breeze through cutscenes. That being the case, I didn't notice it at first until I saw a lot of people talking about it. It's one of those things you can't unsee. Once it was pointed out to me, I definitely saw it, and I was like, this does add to the lackluster of the game. And the reason why I call it lackluster is the best way I can put it, based on my previous video and how much I hyped Mass Effect, is it didn't have soul. Andromeda didn't have the soul. You didn't connect to the character the same way you connected to Shepard. And I want to say it's because I feel like maybe with Shepard, they left the character development very vague. You had a Survivor, you had a Spacer, you had Earthborn, all that good jazz that you had to pick. You could choose the basic background of your character, but you pretty much filled in the gaps, and you learned more about Shepard's previous life as the games progressed. And I feel like as much as they might have tried to attempt that in Andromeda, they really didn't. Ryder was Ryder. You learned all about his father, his family life, his sisters, his mom, what was going on with that, or her mom, whichever character you played. And it was more curated, I felt, of who they wanted Ryder to be, whereas Shepard was more vague and open-ended, where you could decide who Shepard was. So I think that's where part of it went, is character development. And in my playing the game, it really felt like it had so much potential. It really could have been a great game. And, if they decide to go back into the Andromeda universe and bring it back and somehow do a Mass Effect with it, I think there is potential. I think if you got the right writers, I think that there really could be a good story there, and I really could see potential. And I would definitely be interested in Ziegel. I've played Andromeda once. I've started second and third playthroughs, but I never finished them. I don't know if I'm going to finish them, because before I started my last playthrough of the whole Mass Effect trilogy, I was started Andromeda, and I'm like, why am I playing this game when I could be playing the other 3 games, which are so much better? And so that's what I ended up doing. I shelved Andromeda and went back to Mass Effect and continued on a new story with that trilogy. So that's my opinion about that. I just really felt like Andromeda lacked soul, but there was a lot of potential, I feel. I really felt like there could have been a hell of a lot more to the storyline with Andromeda. It just maybe if they took a little bit more of the training wheels off, they would have given us that more open world that we were expecting. There was just so much possibility and so much potential there, and I really felt like it could have been great. But I'm also mad at the fans of Andromeda and Mass Effect in general, because a lot of people, when it first came out, and this is stuff I was reading on like news articles or game sites and stuff like that, a lot of people were personally attacking a lot of the team that developed Andromeda, and I think as a fan, that's really fucking shitty of you. It is hard work. It is a tough job. You have deadlines you have to meet, and the studios, the people backing you and funding you, they are going to want results, and you have to hurry up and put it out. I think that the developers knew that the game wasn't where it should be. This is my personal opinion. I really felt like it wasn't where it should be, and they kind of knew it, but they had to get the title out to meet the deadline, and there's no reason to be shitty towards them. They're still creators. I feel like they did the best with the situation that they were in, and if I look at it that way, they actually did a pretty decent job. Hell, they did better than I could fucking do. I couldn't write a whole game and code it. So I mean, it's still a hard job, but the writers, developers, and the people working on the game, they don't deserve personal attacks. They didn't deserve that from the fans. And to me, that's just really shitty fans. And that just goes to show the nature of the internet and how cold and uncaring it can be. I mean, if you're gonna have hate towards the product, that's fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't have those feelings if that's how you feel, but direct it at like official channels. Directed at the BioWare Twitter, directed at the BioWare Instagrams or whatever articles or their websites or their commenting sections or their customer feedback. But don't personally attack the people that worked on it. That's just shitty, and you're a shitty human being for doing that. I mean, unless they flat out killed like your baby or your grandchild, there shouldn't be no like personal attacks on the people who wrote and developed the game. Just direct it at the company website. Let it go through official company channels. Don't attack the person. It's just a shitty thing to do. On that note, that's where I'm going to leave my personal opinion about Andromeda. There could be potential. There could be replay value. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. We can always revisit this subject. I can make it a lot longer. I wasn't invested as Andromeda as I was the previous series. So that's why I don't have a hell of a lot to say about it. But like I said, comments below. If you guys want to revisit it, we can talk it. Let's open a discussion. Check out the Discord and my Twitch channel. All right, that's all I got. See you guys next Thursday. All right, bye.